Well, access to emergency services are a central need in every community. That certainly is no different for the Onion Lake Cree Nation. But the Fire Rescue and Peacekeepers Unit is a little different than most. As Balika Kamikateo reports, the unit is one of a kind.
The Onion Lake Cree Nation is the only First Nation in Saskatchewan that is equipped with a 2006 Hummer, which holds a foam capacity of 250 gallons. To date, the Onion Lake Fire Rescue and Peacekeepers Unit has fought over 80 fires this year. The Fire Rescue Unit is unique in that it has a peacekeeper aspect to it that benefits the community. Dean Harper is the manager of the Fire Rescue and Peacekeepers Unit. He says that it provides a vital service to the community.
As peacekeepers is we don't carry weapons. The strongest thing we carry is our voice and our knowledge of the community and the people behind it. Paper and pen and a voice, that's what we carry.
Harper says the community is responsive to their unit when they go to diffuse a situation.
We can talk to them in our own language, and that's easy enough to diffuse because we grew up with our own people. But they see an RCMP member coming, well, they have to deal with the law. There's consequences behind that. So we're more lenient to our own people. It's better understanding.
The manager of the unit hopes that one day the Onion Lake Fire Rescue and Peacekeepers Unit will work with the RCMP on the same level.
Maybe there will come a day where we're working right beside RCMP. We're traveling with RCMP in the same unit. This way it'll benefit the community more, it'll benefit the RCMP more, and both work hand in hand together. It's a beginning. We have to start someplace.
The crew responds to all types of calls from the community. The rescue unit has undertaken calls such as search for missing persons, people getting stuck in the north, people not finding their way back, house fires, plus other rescue situations. Ronald Quinney, who is also an elder, has been the fire chief for the past 9 years. He explains his role as fire chief.
I do fire inspections on the buildings, the band buildings. Make sure everything's okay with the buildings there and the staff, their escape routes, mainly safety.
The Onion Lake Fire Rescue Unit carries rescue tools such as Jaws of Life, cutters, and spreaders. Not only does the Fire Rescue Unit provide its services, they also act as liaison within the community as peacekeepers. Reporting from the Onion Lake Fire Hall, I'm Balika Kamikateo, Newcap News.
Well, meanwhile, there was a recent change in the top political position in Onion Lake. Wallace Fox is now officially the man who keeps the Chiefs chair busy. Balika Kamikateo recently sat down with Fox in a one-on-one interview.
The chief of any First Nation plays an integral and significant role in their community. Chief Wallace Fox is the newly elected chief of the Onion Lake Cree Nation. Chief Fox explains his role and goals for his community.
I need to be the ambassador, I need to be the spokesperson and key negotiator for many of the things that we want to see happen for our organization, our First Nations people. Basically meeting with the politicians, whether it be provincial, federal, international, corporations. My vision as chief is to eradicate the whole social development program and become self-sufficient and create the employment, the training and employment for our people. When you build that, you build self-esteem and pride, and self-sufficiency is the key. And that may be a big dream, but unless we try it, we'll never know.
The Onion Lake Cree Nation is a very unique First Nation in that it has all the amenities that any town has. The newly elected chief named some of the programs that are available for its 4,500 band members.
We have basically all the amenities that you would find in a local town. The bank, the libraries are around the schools. We have 3 schools physically. We have an Onion Lake Gas Utility Company that's the only one in North America that's built and operated and owned by a First Nation, which is us. We are independent from any tribal council.
A summer program is running right now on the Cree Nation. The chief says the surrounding businesses describe the landmass of 21,254 hectares.
Many people and business associates that we work with have always said Onion Lake is one of the best kept secrets in First Nations communities, because we don't go out boasting and bragging. We just go out and do things for our people, and it's the people that we represent and work for, the membership.
Reporting from Onion Lake Cree Nation, I'm Balika Kamakateo, Newcap News.
The walk will start at 9 o'clock Monday morning at Onion Lakes Arena. They're expected to be coming through Lloydminster around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, over 2 million Canadians currently suffer from diabetes. That figure, though, expected to rise dramatically, with some estimates predicting 1 in 10 being afflicted by the year 2030. Now, that has led several communities to tackle the issue head-on, and as Balika Kamakateo reports, a unique diabetes program is making a significant difference on the Onion Lake First Nation.
Some of you may recognize this sound when you check your blood sugar levels for diabetes. It is rare to find a First Nation community that has a pharmacy, a doctor, a lab, and a team of caring individuals all in one place. That benefits a community of Onion Lake Cree Nation's 4,500 band members helped fight diabetes together in their community. Dr. Warburton has been the doctor for this community for the past 33 years. He values his team of health professionals and he credits them for making the diabetes program a success.
The essence of the diabetes clinic that we have is teamwork. So consequently, our diabetes nurse educator, Tanya Conacher, she works here as a diabetes nurse. We have Alicia Oliver as a dietitian. We have a laboratory here. We have a pharmacy. We have community health aides that do a lot of the hands-on work for us. And we have an administration that puts all the pieces together. So consequently, it really is essential teamwork.
Albert Jimmy is the Director of Health at the First Nation. Jimmy distinguishes today's way of life as the reason why diabetes is prevalent in his community and Aboriginal people across the country.
The way their eating has changed, the diet has changed drastically from the traditional, kinds of food to the commercialized foods, the packaged foods. So that's why really, there's an increase in the diabetes and also the activity, before, I guess, First Nations have to go work for their food, they have to, work for it in terms of gathering or hunting, They used to be mobile. Now it's not as mobile as we see it today. So those are the two main things why, the diabetes have come really forefront. So it's important we have some kind of a program to help our people.
The health center's nurse regulator, Tanya Conacher, checks the client's sugar levels.
2 hours after meals, your sugar is to be between 5 and 10, and yours is perfectly within range.
Oh, that's great.
Alicia Oliver is the community dietitian at the health center. Her role in assisting the community's diabetes program is by promoting exercise and dietary counseling by using the new Canada Food Guide for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis.
They've made a new food guide. It includes Bannock and other traditional foods that weren't on the other one, so it's really nice to use that. It's a lot easier to understand. There's a lot more pictures. It's just better all around. It's not as detailed, I guess. And we use that quite a bit for counseling.
If you think you might have diabetes, come to the Onion Lake Health Center. There are medical professionals that will help guide you through your health concerns. From Onion Lake Cree Nation, I'm Balika Kamakateo, Newcap News.
Well, we told you earlier how Wainwright is in the throes of celebration this week, but they're not alone here in our region in the revelry. The Onion Lake First Nation is preparing to host its annual powwow, and as Balika Kamakateo reports, guests will find plenty to see and do.
Throughout history, the Onion Lake Cree Nation has celebrated this event on the third weekend in July since the early 1900s when Treaty No. 6 was signed in Fort Pitt.
People got their treaty payments, and they had celebrations and horse racing, ball games, tan games, all of that stuff in the powwow from all the different communities, early 1800s, 1900s probably.
Chief Wallace Fox explains what the significance of a powwow is.
Part of a healing and part of social, but today it's more or less a social powwow gathering, competition where people get to meet friends.
Chief Wallace Fox encourages the general public to come out to their community to check out this cultural event.
The powwow is open to the general public. We had visitors from all over the world last summer, people from Switzerland, from Germany, from tourists happen to be in Lloyd and they hear about this and they come out. So it's the powwow is open basically to the public at large, and they're more than welcome. Everyone's welcome to attend.
The chief of Onion Lake Cree Nation says visitors attending the powwow, including dancers and singers, tend to come from all over North America, the States, and the Eastern Seaboard. The chief recalls there were over 1,200 dancers in a powwow in previous years.
Onion Lake, as we know, has been one of the largest powwows in Canada. For many, many years we've hosted that on the third weekend in July 18, 19, and 20.
Chief Fox explains what people can generally expect to see at this year's powwow.
There are a number of dancing, traditional men's chicken dance, and also in the female category, the jingle, fancy, traditional, and drumming contests. A variety of concession areas, traditional food will be sold, and contemporary, modern burgers.
Over 10,000 people are expected to attend throughout the powwow weekend. From Onion Lake Cree Nation, I'm Balika Kamakateo, New Cap News.
The Onion Lake Cree Nation's annual powwow took place this weekend, and as Balika Kamakateo reports, the regalia and entertainment was sure a sight to see.
The Onion Lake Cree Nation celebrated their annual powwow with competitions underway late Friday night. Due to weather conditions, Friday's grand entry was rescheduled for Saturday. Chief Wallace Fox explains what a grand entry is.
With the exception of Fridays, usually 7 o'clock grand entry. Basically what they do is bring in the flags, the Eagle staff, and also the flags. Veterans are participant in that, and elders.
In an intertribal dance, Chief Fox says anyone can participate in the dance, and other drum groups also take turns singing in a clockwise fashion. Other special dances, he says, include initiation for the young and first-time dancers, singers, and memorial dances. Leon Whitstone is one of the 12 powwow committee members and counselor for the Onion Lake Cree Nation. He says this year some families have asked the committee to put on dance specials, of which they fundraised on their own.
Like a majority of those specials go on fancy dance, traditional, grass, and the other dances, and all those other dances with the regalia they're wearing are very colorful and very interesting to watch. So maybe a lot of people should come out and watch the powwow. It's really extraordinary.
Federation of Saskatchewan Indian Nations Vice Chief Lyle Whitefish was at the powwow. Whitefish is a band member of the Onion Lake Cree Nation. He urges residential school survivors to attend the powwow for healing.
The peace within yourself is there, and that we can move forward with that, because if we don't do that, we're going to keep harming ourselves. We're going to keep harming our people and our young people. And I think for the sake of our young people, we have to start to ensure that we have to look after ourselves first, and then look after our younger generations.
Elder Joe Can Potato's grandfather was one of the first citizens of the Cree Nation. He remembers dancing at the Powwow Sports Day and recalls dancing with Chief Big Bear.
As a matter of fact, I was Big Bear's right-hand man, and he was a good dancer. I got a picture over there of him. Anybody wants to see it, to prove it, it's there.
MCs for this year's powwow include Howard Walker and Howie Thompson. The host drums, Blackstone and Northern Cree. From Onion Lake Cree Nation, I'm Balika Kamakateo, New Cap News.
In just a few days, local.
Well, some bumpy Friday weather gave way to a nice weekend that allowed for one of the largest powwows in North America to go off without a hitch. And as Balika Kamakateo reports, Onion Lake's Cree Nation Powwow Committee very pleased with the turnout this past weekend.
An estimate of over 5,000 people came out to the Onion Lake Cree Nation to join in a celebration of First Nation culture at its finest. The Powwow Committee's president, George Kenny Potatoe, says that attending a powwow is a great place for healing and grieving.
A lot of times when visitors come here, dancers, it's a healing process they go through too. And the grieving, a lot of times they have lost their loved ones throughout the year, and they come here for healing also. So overall, it's a really nice powwow every year.
Gani Potatoe was pleased that people came to their powwow from all parts of the world.
We had people here the other day from China that saw the powwow for the first time. And we have people there was one fellow here taking pictures here yesterday from Mexico. So first, that's the first powwow he attended. He was really amazed.
Irene Carter assists in developing the Gift of Language curriculum for the community's immersion program. Carter is also part of the Powwow Committee and is grateful for the community services that pitched in and helped out this past weekend.
There's just a lot of people that came together to make the preparation of the powwow a success.
A spectator from the Muskeg Lake First Nation who comes to Onion Lake Powwow every year plans to attend next year's powwow.
I really love it though. I come here just about every year. One of the biggest powwows in Saskatchewan.
The 2008 Onion Lake Powwow wrapped up Sunday night. It was another great success, attracting people from all over the world. Reporting from the Onion Lake Powwow grounds, I'm Balika Kamakateo, New Cap News.
Transformed. The agricultural training she received has helped